In this lesson, we will look at questions from Unit 3, Sections 4.4 to 4.5, fractional exponents and radicals, then negative exponents. Question 1. What is the square root of 2/5 all cubed written as a power? Here is a perfect time to review the property that we covered in our lesson. If we have base b with a fractional exponent of m divided by n, we know that the denominator is the index of our root, the base stays the same, and the numerator becomes the exponent. So here we have a square root. The index is not there because it is a 2, and we don't write the index if it is a 2, only if it's a 3, 4, 5. So let's keep the base the same. So we know that we have a square root. So the denominator would be a 2. And now everything is being raised to the exponent of 3 afterwards. So that would be our numerator. So our numerator is 3. If we look at what we have, there is no need for a negative exponent. We don't need to have a negative exponent, so A and C are eliminated. And we are left with B and D. There is no negative exponent in the question here, so we do not need to take the reciprocal. The base stays as 2/5, and we are left with 2/5 to the exponent of 3 divided by 2. Next, question 2. A student's solution for evaluating a negative exponent is below. Identify any errors in the solution, then we're going to have to write the correct solution. So this is our question right here, negative 64 divided by 125, and is being raised to a negative 5/3. So as soon as we see a negative exponent, you have to remember that you have to take the reciprocal of your base. But they didn't do that here, so the mistake is right here. This is the error. So we'll identify the error. So this is the first one, and therefore everything else will be incorrect. Okay, so now let's do the correct solution on the side here. So negative 64 divided by 125, and it's being raised to the exponent of negative 5/3. So first of all, we have to take the reciprocal since it is a negative base, or a negative exponent. So you have negative 125 divided by 64. Once we take the reciprocal, the exponent stays positive. Now, as you can see from their solution, they were trying to write it back as a radical. We're going to do the same. So the denominator here of a fraction is 3. That means that we have a cubed root. So it's a cube root of negative 125 divided by 64. And afterwards, everything is raised to the exponent of 5. So I'm going to come up here next and continue on with our answer. So if you have a calculator, you can use technology to find your solution. But if we look at it, it is the cube root. So what is the cube root of negative 125? The cube root would be negative 5. Then we have the cube root of 64. That will give us 4. Now we still have to raise all of that to the exponent of 5. Let's do it piece by piece there. So now negative 5 to the exponent of 5 is going to give us negative 3,125. And 4 to the exponent of 5 is 1,024. So their mistake in this question, they did not follow the appropriate rules for negative exponent by taking the reciprocal of the base. They kept the exponent positive. However, when they made the mistake here and didn't flip the base, all other steps were incorrect.